Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see how to make this cool typewriter effect using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So I've just opened the VS Code in here and just created these three files: index.html, script.js and style.css, and take an image from pexels.com. You can take any type of image you want. I've just taken this. Then we are just going to get into the index.html. I'm just going to generate the boilerplate code first. I'm just going to give the title of this website as typewriter effect. Then I'm just going to add a div here with a class of intro inside the body. That's it. Then inside the div I'm just going to create two h1 headings, and the first heading will have a class of hello, and the second, which is another heading, it will have the class of typing. That's it for the HTML file. I'm just going to link the style sheet in here first, style.css, and in here the script.js. Let's say script, add a source in here, and just script.js. That's it. We have linked all the style.css file and script.js file into the index.html, so we are ready to move into the style.css. First, let me just show you how this index.html looks. We are just opening with the live server. Yes, it is just showing nothing. What we are going to do in this, we are just going to add something like hello I am a. Let's say we are just going to do this only, and we are just not going to add any such type of heading in the index.html file to the typing class, so that we can get that typewriter effect. We are going to do that with CSS and in JavaScript a bit. So let's see how it looks. Yes, hello I am, it is showing. That's it. Then we are just going to go into the style.css. I'm just going to link the body in here first, and I'm just going to give it a font family. Let's say font family of sans serif. Then I'm just going to give it a margin 0, and oops, and a padding also I'm going to give it a 0, and the box sizing I'm going to give it, which is going to be border box. Yes, that's it for the body, I guess. So I'm just going to save it for now, and we are just going to tag the intro class, which is here, of which we have given to the div. We are just going to tag the intro class in the CSS file, and inside that intro I'm just going to give it a display flex. So what this flex is going to do, it is going to show all the elements inside that div in a single line. It's that both of these h1s are one underneath. So what that display flex is going to do, it is going to show it one ahead of each other. So that's it. Then we are going to give it a color of black. We have a bit of light shade of our image, that's why we are giving it a color black. Just going to add the height as 100 vh. That's it. Then I'm just going to tag that background image in here. I'm just going to add the URL and just saying image.jpg. Boom, that's it. Then I'm going to give it a background size cover, so that it's a bit of fits properly in our site. Yeah, it's looking good. And you can style this a bit, but that's not what our tutorial is. I'm just going to show you the typewriter effect mainly. Then we are just going to tag the typing class, which is for the second h1 heading. Then I'm just going to give it a position of relative, and margin left is going to be 10 pixels. So why I'm giving this 10 pixels margin is because whatever going to be we are typing here, there should be some space after this a, otherwise it will just stick to this a and just go on typing. So that's not what we want. That's why I've given the 10 pixel margin from left. That's it. Then we are just going to tag the hello class, which is for the first heading, which we are given in the index.html. We are just going to give it margin right as 10 pixels, then padding right again, it will be 10 pixels. Yes, so that's it. Then in here what we are going to do, we are going to show the typewriter effect, which is going to be the after typing. For what we are going to do is, we also have to get that cursor. You can see this cursor here, it is blinking, so we have to get that effect inside our website right here, just here. So for that purpose, what we are going to do is, we are going to just tag the typing class again, and going to give a pseudo class after, and we are going to just give it a content of an empty string. I'm just giving it a content of empty string, and then I'm just going to give it a position of absolute, so that it sticks to that relative position. I mean, it behaves like that relative position, the position which is in the relative. Then I'm just going to give it a right of -7 pixels, then width of, let's say, 1 pixel, and a height of, how much the height will be, let's say 6%. Yep, that would be it. And the border right is going to be the 5 pixel solid, and I'm just going to give it a color, RGB color. Let's give it something like, let's say something like pinkish. I'm going to give it, you can change it as per your needs, how you want. I'm just going to show you how to do that typewriter effect in here. That's it. Then I think now we can see the pink thing. Yeah, it's pink, and it's a bit of space from here, so that it looks nice. So what we are going to do to this is, we are going to add the blinking animation, just like this is blinking. So I'm just going to create a keyframe right here, @keyframes, and just going to give it a name of blink, because it's blinking type of. Then We're just going to give it a 0% and opacity would be 0 for 0%. We don't have to add the 50% and all of that because it's just a blinking animation, not any complex animation. And in the 100%, I'm just going to give it the opacity of 1. That's it. I think it will blink now. Let's see how it works. Oops, we just forgot to add that animation into the typing after. Yeah, so we are just going to give it animation of blink which we have created in here, and we are just going to give it a 0.5 seconds, and we are going to give it at infinite ease so that it will just go on. Let's see how it works. Oops, what's the problem, man? Infinite. Yes, I think it should work. Yeah, it's blinking as you can see. So yes, we have got that cool effect. Now we are going to get it into the JavaScript file, and we are going to type in here web developer, UI UX designer, photographer, whatever you want, whatever your skills are, you can put that inside. I think that's it for CSS file. Now we are going to jump inside the JavaScript file, and first we are going to initialize the array of elements which we are going to give to that. Like, I will show you. Let's web developer. I'm just going to give full stop after each. Then web developer, let's say photographer. After that, let's say UI UX designer. You can put anything, whether you're a chef, you're a cook, whatever you want, you're an artist or something, whatever you have the skill of, you can put. Then I'm just going to say let count is equal to 0 for the initial purpose. Then let index is also going to be 0 for the initial time, and let current text is equal to be an empty string for now, and let letter is also going to be an empty string for now. Then I'm just going to add a function inside this bracket. So I'm just going to say function type. That function is named as type, and after that, inside that function, what we are going to do, if the count triple equals text length, then the count is equal to 0. Then make that count is equal to 0. Then after that, we are just going to say current text is equal to text count. Then we are just going to give it here the letter is equal to current text dot slice. So what we are going to do, we are just going to slice it down into an individual letters. That's what we are doing right now in here. This function is going to do that thing, and we are just going to increment that. Once it's sliced, we are just going to increment E. Once it's done with W, we are going to go for E, we are going to go for B, and so on. So we are going to say here plus plus index, so that it increments that value for us. After that, we are going to say document dot query selector, and I'm just going to tag the HTML class which is typing, and which is literally empty in the HTML file, and the dot text content, oops, I just have to give it capital C, then is equal to, I'm going to say letter. After that, if the letter dot length is triple equals to the current text dot length, then I'm just going to increment that value as count plus plus, and just it is going to stop right there. And for this, I'm just going to again say that index should again be 0, so that it will go on and on in loop. And I'm just going to set a timeout reminder or something like that, and for that I'm just going to say set timeout, and just saying type comma, let's say 600. This, I think this is going to be the milliseconds. For milliseconds it is going to be blink, and it is going to be transformed to the another part of that web developer or photographer or UX designer, whatever it is. Then I'm just going to make that function in here. We're just going to save it, and let's see how it looks. Yes, we are done with it. You can just uh less make this size a bit of less, so that it gets cool effect, and you can try any of the other CSS styling effects or JavaScript animations, whatever you want to do. You can try it out, experiment on this. And if you really like this video, make sure to press that like button, and make sure to subscribe us, and do watch our other cool videos. We have a bunch of cool videos like this. And once again, thank you for watching.